This week, I'd like to take you on a journey from sunrise to sunset with images from this, my bucket list book. How you doing, folks? Welcome again to Wildlife Wednesday. Before I begin talking about the book and the animals featured in it, I first have to tell you a story and fill you in on how the whole thing came about. For more than 30 years, I had been a wedding and portrait photographer. But photography was not only my job, but also my hobby. And when not working as a professional image maker, I was out and about taking pictures just for fun, and then spending hours in my makeshift darkroom, processing the film and printing the images. I loved the darkroom so much so that I used to lose track of time and spend hours in the developing and printing of images, lost in my own world, staring into a developing dish as an image slowly began to appear on the paper. These truly were magical moments. Then the 20th century turned into the 21st, and as the century turned, so too did photography. And digital, with a history dating back to the 1950s, started slowly to become the norm and made photography more accessible to the general public, due mainly to the fact that cameras were now available on the mobile phones which most people were carrying around in their pockets, and also due to the growth of social media, which made the sharing of digital images the easiest of tasks, taking no more than the click of a button to make them available to thousands, even millions of people worldwide. Yes, the world was changing, and at a pace not even imagined a decade before, never mind at the beginning of the previous century, when even electricity and dial-up telephones were considered newfangled fads, which might even be dangerous to your health and well-being. Now, in the 21st century, we consider ourselves more enlightened than our ancestors and accept advances in technology more easily. My switch to digital happened around this time also, although I continued to shoot my weddings on film and medium format. And although I haven't used my medium format cameras in a couple of years, I do still have them. Digital photography, though, gave me an opportunity to expand my interest in wildlife and the natural world. Rather than taking notes and making sketches of the species I came across, I went about taking photographs instead. I'd never been a great note taker, and my sketching skills were non-existent. So my cameras became my note takers. Maybe if I had taken up bird watching in my youth, I might have developed a different skill set. But here I was in the 21st century, capturing images of the natural world digitally. And now, instead of spending hours in the darkroom, I was looking at a computer screen in my Lightroom, even using a program of the same name to process my images. Wow, times really have changed. But for me, they were about to change to an even greater extent, although I didn't know it yet. You see, on November 14th, 2014, I suffered a massive heart attack while photographing a wedding near Drogheda, which is less than an hour from my home in Dublin, Ireland. For the next 5 weeks, I lay in a coma while my family and friends wondered if I'd live or die, and whether or not I might be brain dead if I did survive. When I did finally come home on Christmas Day 2014, I was well aware that the road to full health was a long one, but at least I had taken the first steps. To put my recovery in perspective, when I started to exercise a couple of days after Christmas, my first steps were from my house to the end of the road, which is no more than 150 yards, but getting there and back took 10 minutes, and then I needed to sleep for an hour to recover. Yes, the road to recovery really was going to be a long one. As December ended and a new year began, I started a bucket list which included things I wanted to do, places I wanted to visit or revisit, and projects I had wanted to try but for one reason or another never got started. But more than anything else, I wanted to visit the Masai Mara on a wildlife photographic safari. The general consensus of opinion was that I should wait 2 years and start planning, and then go the following year. But my thoughts were, hang on guys, I died 3 times, you put me asleep for 5 weeks, and now you want me to wait another 3 years? No chance. And so it was, I did the rehab in the hospital and continued an exercise regime based on that at home, until 11 months after that fateful day in Drogheda, I was in the Masai Mara, photographing some of the most beautiful creatures on earth. This book, From Sunrise to Sunset, is the result of that wonderful safari, a once-in-a-lifetime journey through one of the most magical places on earth. And in today's slideshow, I'd like to give you a glimpse at a selection of some of the images which make up this book. I hope you enjoy them as much as I did capturing them. Thanks again for watching Wildlife Wednesday, folks. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and if you did, I'd be grateful if you'd give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And when you do, don't forget to ring the bell so that you're notified every time I upload new content. Till next week, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands and continue to maintain social distancing. You never know, the life you save may be your own. Take care, folks. Bye.